Hey, what's up? What's up? Welcome. I'm just gonna turn that music off. Hi, it's me, Francis. Welcome to another stream where we're hopefully wrapping up this the music for this project. Hey, Blood Freak, welcome. Okay, so today we are mixing, and the cool thing about mixing a project like this is that it's pretty easy, and the less cool thing is that we don't have a ton of control over things like the reverb trails, because we recorded it all with hardware, and reverb and delay and stuff like that are also hardware. They're coming from pedals, so we might need to do some minor editing, little adjustments here and there, but overall what we hear is what we get. I am giving myself permission to add some stuff like compressors and EQs, but I think what we're going to do is go really light on that stuff and make it a pretty much true to hardware album with a couple of little tweaks for tweaked to taste. So starting point is going to be finding just general levels for everything. I'm still pretty happy with the mix of this first track, and what we'll have to do here is explore the levels of the other songs. So let's pull. Oops, I just clicked stuff. Didn't mean to do that. I'm going to pull this to the bottom, and essentially what I've got here is 8 tracks of, well, 7 tracks, I guess, of music stuff. And I have a little mixing board on my desk. If anyone's curious about that, I can probably move a camera to take a look at that too. But as a starting point, we can see that there's already some automation baked in to these tracks that are on the first song. No automation on the chimes, but I think they sound fine. No automation on this track. Again, it sounds fine. I have some reverb I added to that. Might not leave it, might leave it, we'll see. So starting point is to just check levels on each song. I also think I want these to all be random colors. So I think that the big thing I want to do here is to automate the this track that's labeled strings. It's a choir, and maybe automate the flute. So let's arm both these for automation, and starting back here, flute and strings, input. Does this just work? Let's just see what happens. Nope. What do I need to do here? We need to record. Is that right? Oh. Does that work? No, that doesn't work. What are my settings? Why is this not working correctly? Am I... Oh, I'm obviously doing something wrong. Oh, it's this one. Touch. I don't do this very often. Touch. Okay, this should do it now. So I'm just recording this with faders, and it's not following. Okay. A little bit of a lift into that part. This is bouncing around for some reason. I'll have to clean that up later. I also want to bring my flute down in preparation for it. Sort of a blend there. I faded the flute out as I brought the choir back in louder. Okay. And leave it pretty stagnant for a little bit. I think we're going to want to move one of these cameras onto the fader bank, huh? Okay, the flute's entering again here. again, sort of switching places. The flute's gonna be, oh my god. The flute's essentially switching places with the choir there. But my faders are automatically grabbing the volume I had before as soon as I let go. I need to troubleshoot that. Okay, that's gonna work. And next up, we have to essentially find all these mistakes that my faders made. It looks like a couple of spots like this. That one's fine. Right here, there was an issue. I think I let go, and it just made these little dips. And I'm just gonna delete some of these nodes. Maybe we'll make this nice and big to figure out what's going on. Yeah, some of these things, see, that looks unnatural, so we're going to ditch those. And essentially looking for places where my faders made a mistake. I think that's fine. Again, looks like a mistake here. There. Oh gosh, that's a big issue. I kind of want to check what that sounds like. We want to read. And just double check this. Okay, that's not bothering me. This is the next spot where there's a big problem. What is going on here? Oh, that was after the song ended. Okay, cool. Nice, that'll work. This synth is not doing it for me though. There's too much reverb on this. Yeah, so I think that I added this reverb with the intent of it being on only one of the tracks. So we'll get to that when we get to it. It was bothering me though. Yeah. Okay. This one here, I did a great deal of sort of like automation on the actual instrument. Not really automation, just playing it with the volume control. And I recall this one just sounding generally pretty good. So I think we might just leave it alone. But I do want the plucks to be a little bit louder overall. Because it's the melody instrument here. It's a little bit boxy sounding too. I'm gonna look into filtering the low end out. I think that'll work. Yeah, I like that more. Okay, cool. Next track. I think this is the one that sort of requires... So this one here, I want these chimes to be in the middle. So we're going to just pan it for this track. And I would normally just put this on a different track, but sort of everything's already done here, so whatever. That'll be fine. Okay. This sounds pretty cool. And I remember this one needing a lot of mixing work on the other side of this spot. So let's see what it feels like and see how it sounds to my ear today. I think this is the one. Yeah, I intended this reverb to be for the drums on this one. So I'm going to stick these together with the glue function. I'm actually going to make it a big one so there's space for a long reverb. And what we'll do is we're going to put that reverb onto the actual track, the actual take. So now we've got this for our percussion. And I think that I want this to be a little bit quieter. And I kind of want this one to be a little bit louder. I might actually automate this track, the percussion track here. Let's just go through and do that. Gosh, it would be a whole lot better if you could see my fader bank. I wonder if we can see it from this angle. I guess I can just move this camera. I'm being lazy. Oh, you can't really see it. It's not lit very well. You can see all this shit on my desk. It's like one of those Where's Waldo video. Not Where's Waldo, I Spy. That's what it's called. Cash, knife, measuring tape, glasses cleaner, handkerchief, wallet, lighter, candles, change. Jeez. Okay. I think what we're gonna do is zoom in. That was the wrong one. Why can't I do this? There it is. Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's do this. So there's my faders. My notes. Okay, cool. And what we can do is, I kind of want to show you why I'm doing this. Oh, whatever. It's fine. Let's go ahead and I'm going to set my I'm basically just recording automation right now. I'm going up for those cymbal hits, even though they're already louder. And this part here. Adding a little bit of envelope to that cymbal, just pulling it down afterward. And basically just dipping up for the big percussion hits, and then dipping down immediately, so they stick out without making the whole track seem louder. Right here. Okay. And that's the end of the percussion track. So I'm going to stop it right there. And here's what that looks like in practice. We've got this automation line from that. And it sounds fine. It's like kind of whatever. Not sure how much it's going to add to the track, but I like that it sort of, that kind of stuff makes the song sound, I guess, more unique. Which isn't always the best thing ever. Some people like having their stuff very homogenized sounding, but this brass I want to have on the side. I think that'll help a lot. Maybe the other side, actually. Since our choir is left right now. Okay. Kind of like that. I think we'll be able to do a lot with this track with bus compression too. This looks like a problem. I'm gonna fade that out. That gong covers it up pretty well. Not bothering me in context, so we're just gonna leave it. Okay, cool. Next track. Let's see what this one sounds like. That synth is really intense. I'm going to use a dynamic EQ on it. Dynamic EQ is something that looks like an EQ that only works when you're when you pass a certain threshold, so it won't mess up the other songs. Yeah, you can see how intense it is in the sub bass there. Let's just do something like gnarly. Make sure that's not affecting this too much. That's... I can't even hear it. I don't think my headphones reference that low. Effects off. Let's do a band shelf actually. Let's just pull it down like... right around 50, that's where the subs hit hardest on most speakers. Okay. Okay, that'll work. This one's gonna need automation. I didn't do a very good job recording it. I usually try to ride the volume fader as I record. And I think I want to spend some time automating this strings track, whatever it is. It's like an oboe or a bassoon or something. Let's set this to touch, and this track there is okay. And again, we're just going to record automation. I'll change cameras. We'll watch it here. And something that I do actually is I'll watch and see if there's like a fade out I want to assist there. You can see over here what I just did. I'm basically shaping the last piece of the phrase and bringing out some of these individual notes. What's up, Colin? Oh, I don't think I liked that one. Okay. That's what I got there. And I think that overall went pretty well. I need to remember, I gotta change this back to read mode. There's something about this pluck. I think it's this one. It's kind of taking up, it's competing a lot with well, I guess this is competing a lot because that's a really beefy kind of a sound. I might see what I can do with an EQ. In this case, I am going to use an EQ on the actual take. If you're a Reaper user, that's F2, where you can find this stuff. Take effects. I'm just going to see if I can carve more space for this thing, because I want this to be the focus of it. How's it going, Colin? I saw you put out a new collab album or something today. I haven't listened to it yet, but tell us about it if that's true. If I'm not just imagining that. Okay, so in this EQ, we can already kind of see how there's like a pretty aggressive fundamental in the low mid. I think I want just less of that and more of a focus on the high end. Just pretty broad EQ choice there. And just a filter on top, that'll be fine. Good to check what you have before and after. I also want to check it against the end of the song here. Stands out a little bit more without being as much in the way. This track too has really, really big presence in the mid-range. And we're going to EQ it as well a little bit, I think. What's going on? There it is, okay. Yeah, it's got this weird build-up right around 500. I think what we're going to do is just pull that down very gently. Cool, that sounds good to me. Mug Drew is asking, what is the difference between adding your EQ with F2 and just opening the effects button of the track? When I do it with F2, the EQ is going onto the item rather than the track. See how there's no EQ on the track itself over here? And I'm doing that because this isn't like a really common necessity, but in this case, I did the whole album in one session. So if I put the EQ on the whole track, it's going to affect that track as sort of a tone shaping tool. And in this case, I'm doing the EQ as a corrective mixing choice. So I'm trying to pull out some of the mid-range and add some filtering on some of the tracks. And that's just because of the way that this particular track here is interacting with that track, and they were sort of competing. So I just wanted to change it in the context of this time selection here. But yeah, generally you just add the EQ here. That's what I did here. This is a dynamic EQ though, so that's not going to be really affecting every track. It's going to be affecting places where the sub bass is really, really low. Also, another thing that I'm doing here, which is probably a big no, is I am essentially trying to stick to what's on my actual mixer on my desk here, and that's 8 tracks. So I've got like, this is like a bassoon that's on the strings track. So I've got like different instruments on different parts. They're all very different. So the only really consistent ones are like the synth, but it's still different tone. And yeah, it's definitely easier than automating the EQ. I guess you could automate like on and off, but that becomes confusing if you've got more than 2 settings, basically. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do to that track. This weird effect at the end. I haven't decided if I like it or not. I think it's cool. Let's leave it. Okay, next. I remember this one sounding pretty good by itself. How's it going, by the way, Mike Jade? Any new releases? I think you said you were working on like a metal album or something last time you mentioned something in chat. This being on the strings track and being pretty homogeneous volume-wise makes me think we're gonna automate it. Yeah, I think those kind of want to fade in. So let's go ahead and set it to touch and just record some automation on this. Just fading each one a little bit. Cool. That's a little transition track. And back to Jim Reed. Nice. And you said almost done with the BMEP. Nice. Almost done with the next DS2. Awesome. Are they going to be related, or are they sort of separate projects? Okay. This one's one of my favorite tracks on this album. This one reminds me of like doom metal. They are a separate project under the same name. Awesome. I like that when a one project name has like covers like multiple genres, and like Dungeon Synth and black metal is a combination that won't bother too many people. It's like if you had like I could imagine having like a I don't know, like a dance pop song and then a black metal song. It might be kind of weird for some listeners, but okay, so check out this string track on this and how it's like very dynamic. That's essentially what I was trying to cover for in this last one. I didn't do a good job recording this one, and I did a great job recording this one. Just dynamic playing. I think I might want to hit this a little bit harder. Oh, it sounds good though. And Mugjude says, yeah, but the ambient and dark synthwave and space drone synth stuff didn't go over well with most. That's too bad. I think that stuff goes just as well with metal as like dungeon aesthetics. But yeah, I guess there's like people that would hear this and be like, that's not Dungeon Synth. I think this sounds like Dungeon Synth, but I feel like it's like this sound here No, it's this one. No, it's this one. I think that one sounds like kind of a weird choice. Okay, the strings don't need automation on that one because I recorded with the volume control. Should the drums continue though? Maybe not, actually. I'm gonna pull the drums out and see how it feels. Okay, that feels good. I thought I heard a little pop, but that might have been the drum. That sounds fine. Oh, I like this a lot more with the drums falling out. The pluck reminds you of spaghetti westerns. Yeah, you know, like 2 or 3 of the tracks on this album accidentally remind me of spaghetti westerns. And that one, it's a clavichord with a bunch of reverb. Well, a clavichord sample. I want to do a little edit there. I want that hit to happen at the same time as the bass note. So it's a little early. That's good. Okay. Yeah. Little rhythmic edits go a long way in mixing. Okay. Yeah, there's one other song in here that's very spaghetti western. It's this one, I think. Yeah. It's funny recording stuff like that without using a real guitar. I've got guitars over there. And I just decided I was going to record this album on these 2 instruments. Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if any of you watch my shorts feed, but this came in the mail. It's still wrapped up, but inside of this is the pot for the pitch wheel on the Mini Moog. And if anyone's like an aggressive follower of my channel, they'll know that the Mini Moog's not been working. And it works great, but the pitch wheel doesn't work. So I have a replacement part, and the guy's coming over to help me fix it on Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember, but I'm really excited for that to work again. Hello, fellow Cascadian. Greetings, fellow Cascadian. Oh yeah, you all are from Washington, huh? I'm from Washington too. I don't live there anymore, but I am from Washington. Is this the next track? No. There we are. Okay, that's that. What's this one? This is like a little string interlude. Probably doesn't need any mixing at all. Sean says, did your mom ever tell you she confused you for me at DS West? Me for you. No. That's so funny. Yeah, I guess you like almost I think at the time of that show, looked almost like I had looked a few months prior. Probably with your glasses on. I think you had a beard and longer hair. And I had no beard and short hair, so I probably still looked unfamiliar. That's so funny. This reminds me of like walking around in Pillars of Eternity, if anyone's played that game. Giving myself compliments. I sound like the score of this video game that I think has a really good score. It was funny. She like confused. Oh, John says she seemed confused that I wasn't responding like I knew her. I was intoxicated for that show. That was like pretty bad. I went to my friend's establishment down the street from the venue. I have like a bunch of friends in Seattle, and there was like this really upscale place, and it was just like, oh, we're doing free, ultra fancy, expensive, delicious cocktails. How many do you want? Never a good call. Okay, this is like intense. Yeah, this is thunderous. This is like almost not even the dynamic EQ is almost not hitting hard enough. Let's also just do this. Like just extreme. I'm always like really careful with the low end because I don't have a subwoofer and I'm also in headphones, so I can't trust it. Speaking of subwoofers, I'm in the market for new monitors. I'm using Yamaha HS5s, and they just do not have the bass response that I need to get a good mix. I have to reference my mixes on super bassy speakers to make sure that I don't have like just thunderous subs covering up all the detail. And I've been doing that. It's been fine, but it's just like I would love to not have to waste the time to listen to my mixes twice. Anyway, John says, yeah, no kidding, I recall that show pretty vividly. Was you or your onstage accompaniment? My onstage accompaniment was definitely more intoxicated. My cousin jumped on stage and she was excited. She was excited to be there. And I was just, here, take the mallet, hit the gong, have fun, do your thing. I just kind of wanted the show to be completely out of my control. The entire set was improvised. I had borrowed a giant gong. I had never played it before, and it was like the biggest gong I've ever seen. It's like twice the size of my actual gong. I got Shane Frantic from Summer Arcane up there, just like play my synth. He gets up there and looks at the panel. He's like, I don't know what to do. Tell me what key to play in, and you do something with the controls while I play the keyboard. It was great. It was so fun. Mugrid says, I like my Kali LP6s. Kali monitors were definitely on my radar as what they seem like they might be the inexpensive way to what I want. The other options I'm looking at are like over $1,000 for the pair. And the Kalis were much less expensive for the quality that it seemed like I might be getting based on the reviews. So that makes me comfortable knowing that someone else is using them and likes them. I'll have to keep that on my list. I'm thinking about just going hard and getting a pair of 3-ways. They're so fucking expensive, but like as I get more into like film scoring and game scoring type stuff, I just want to make to be completely sure of what I'm doing, like perfect referencing. But I don't like the idea of spending like a big 4-digit number on monitors. That just seems ridiculous to me. The most expensive pair I'm seriously considering is $1,800, and that seems like I feel like I'm gonna feel stupid if I buy this. And a lot of the monitors that I'm seeing recommended are like 3,000 plus for the pair. It's like, do people actually buy these things? You know what? I think the synth on this track just needs to come down. It's like pretty loud. Interesting. I like the levels and balance and stuff, and it looks like I did a pretty good job recording the strings too. Interesting. Okay, cool. I'm gonna leave that one alone for now. I kind of want to get to, how long have we been going? Okay, not even an hour, good. I kind of want to get to some like top-down mixing stuff tonight. I'm hoping to essentially have it like as a render queue and be able to just start the render as soon as I go off live stream and apply the mastering, processing, and stuff like that. Because I want to do like preparing for release as my next video. Yeah, Mugjude says Jesus H. Yeah, I can't believe how expensive some monitors are, but I really do like the idea of not having to upgrade again, and some of the stuff that I'm trying to get into seems like it requires a lot of detail and separation, just the ability to hear stuff as separate pieces, like orchestra recordings. I'm working on an album right now, and I just feel like it's a cluttered mess inside of the HS5s. I need something like almost like midfield monitors, and I've got a pretty big room, so the idea is to move my desk, put monitor stands up, and get something more extreme and just hear everything so that I can make my next couple of things just sound exactly the way I want. And yeah, go hard and never have to buy another monitor set again, but buy used. That's what I'm thinking too. Another one that's on my radar is the Output Frontiers. Has anyone tried those in the chat? I feel like they're maybe out of all of our price ranges. They're, I think, 1,400, and they're hard to find used because they're still new and no one sells them because they're apparently incredible. They're supposed to be like the best in that price range. Victor, same approach here too. Yeah. Buy used, go hard, never buy again. That's what this crap is over here. Okay, let's see this next song. This one I also think I did a pretty good job just actually recording it, where it's relatively dynamic from the get-go. Oh, hey, by the way, hello, Victor. I think you're a newcomer to the chat right now. I haven't seen your name in there tonight. Yeah, you can see how I'm essentially trying to avoid automating the volume by recording that in on the keyboard. I think it's like a pretty good technique overall to just save yourself the time mixing those types of things. If you have a volume control on your keyboard, just ride the master volume as you play and watch your metering so you don't clip. But yeah, I've had mixing engineers complain to me for recording that way before, back before I was mixing my own stuff, and I like the mixes that I get more than the ones that those people got back then. So this is my way of doing it. Other people obviously like different ways, but at the end of the day, just do what makes you comfortable. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Let's move on to bus processing. What do I have here? I have this on my print track. This is the processing that went onto the master track for Interesting. For the version of the song that goes on the intro of my videos for the last few weeks. I really don't want to record this in real time. I also want to have audio prints like this for the whole series. You know what we're going to do? We're going to jump... Actually, you know what? The print track, let's do... Mute that. We're going to make the print track into a folder for the purpose of this video. That way we can use this processing without affecting my voice. And it's receiving from all the tracks. And I think we're going to put this limiter just on my voice. Okay, so I should sound the same now. There should be no processing on the master track. And everything should be going through here now. And now if I run this processing, I'm probably going to get a little bit of lag. But a little bit of lag is better than sounding bad. So, okay, let's go. Something else that I like doing on these tracks is other analog model stuff. Like I like to explore this one and you know what? I'm gonna try to stop it from clipping by doing that. I'm not sure if that helps or not. Hey, what's up, Punk Evolution? What VST am I using? I'm using a few here. This one here is Waves Kuwait Tech, and I'm not doing anything with it yet, really. I was thinking of exploring this, though. Kind of gets like a pumping low end. I don't know if I want that on this track, so I'm going to bypass for now. And this one is Ozone. This is Ozone Advanced. It's basically just like a plugin suite that all lives within itself. And with that on, it sounds like this. I'm going to turn this limiter off too. I'll use that later if I need it, but we don't want that right now. Okay, let's try this track. Sometimes I like boosting around like 7 to 10K on one of these. Kind of cool. Punk Evolution says, wow, great tone. Thanks. I appreciate it. I don't know how well this comes through on the stream. I'm sure it gets compressed and bit crushed and whatever they do to make it happen live. But I watched the recaps and it doesn't seem like it takes too much out, but I'm kind of imagining like a squishing it all together with a compressor. This is... You know what's a good compressor for this? This is like... My friend Glenn suggested this to me. what's it called? It's one of the Waves plugins. This one, mix down. Kind of like set it and forget it kind of a thing. It's a really great like bus compressor though. It's like bus compressor and saturator. Basically simulates like a flat console. John says this is probably my favorite work of yours. This particular track or the whole release in general? That's a huge compliment. Thank you. So my idea is mix out of that into this and then hit the master processing. We're going pretty hard with this. So I'm going to pull the threshold down a little bit for now. The album as a whole. Awesome. I'm glad you like it. It's funny. It's funny how that happens because I'm like super unsure of this one. It's like I feel like it's kind of weird and anyway, we all sort of second guess our own choices. I kind of like that gentle high mid boost here. Then that's the compressor. And then it gets a little huge like that. That's cool. It might be too much. Something we can do here is to meter for something other than peaks at this point. Meter for loudness. And we're going to target... Yeah. This is really loud right now. With this type of music, I usually actually like to target quite a bit below this volume. This track that's loud. Oh, maybe not. This one's kind of loud too. I need to listen to it without this. I'm gonna have to take my headphones off for a second too, just to really get a feel for if I'm doing a good job. John says, I really think it celebrates the joy of my music. Oh, that's cool. I do feel like it's kind of like a full circle thing. Like the first Dungeon Synth release I made was with the same it's general instrumentation, and I feel like this is kind of like coming back around full circle to just like let's just go for it and make something, and hope that it sounds the way I want it to. Without sort of doing the limitations that I usually give for myself on these streams, which have sort of taken over my creative process in a lot of ways. So that's great to hear. Punk Evolution says, "Hi Francis, what country are you hailing from?" I'm from Trinidad in the Caribbean. I'm really talented. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. I am from the United States. I live in California. I've never been to the Caribbean. So this all ends up getting pretty loud with this processing on it. Here's that spaghetti western tone again. Let's see how this sounds. This is actually one of the big tests. This is the song I was thinking would benefit the most from the bus compressor. I also want to see if this dynamic change feels good or if I need to adjust it a bit more. One of the issues with running heavy compression is that sometimes the loud parts sound quieter because everything has to get squished in. But I think we're going to be okay here. This song is like feeling like it wants a bit more extreme panning. And that brass wants to be in the middle. So I think I'm mixing too loud right now, and I can't really tell because I'm in headphones. You know what I got to do? I've got to mute my microphone for a second and listen to this on regular monitoring. So a BRB, I think. Let me just get to the chat real quick before I do that. Love the lead. Yeah, this lead is like... This is like a highlight of the album. You'll notice that it's the only spot where I used that track in the album. It was one of those things where it's like, I'll just add an extra track so I can do this. But I think it turned out cool. And then Punk Evolution says, wow, into Summoning or Mortis? Yes, to both. I wouldn't say I'm like super, super heavy like worship into either of them. But I think both have some great music. I think it's dangerous to overly worship any particular artist, though. You start sounding like them if you unless you listen to like lots of other things. I think my big influences for this kind of stuff are actually probably film scores and video game music. But I think Dungeon Synth is the style that made me feel good about doing those types of music without having ultra mega high production value and spending like years on my tracks. Okay, I'll be right back after this reference in my monitors. I'm back. There were some glaring issues there. It was actually distorting a little bit. My gain staging was all messed up, but that happens when you're in headphones usually. John says, me on my way to be equally influenced by anti-Scientology materials and also Depressive Silence and also Britney Spears. Amazing. It's a good list. So anyway, the things that I did there while my mic was off was recognizing that this bad boy was essentially clipping. This adds quite a bit of gain, and I didn't pull back the gain to compensate for that, which was causing it to distort on the way in to this sort of bus compression thing. And that was leading to distortion that I was sort of hearing in the headphones, but it was like obvious in the monitors. So there you have it. And now hopefully it's not just blasting. Yeah, not getting too far past minus 12, which is good. LUF has status. Okay, let's check the next track. Yeah. It's all of us. Most people just aren't as willing to publicly admit it as John. Do you make music, Punk Evolution? This is pretty, like, fall asleep music. It kind of makes me feel like I need to take a nap. I think if this track here just makes you feel like relaxed. I heard a little pop in there. I think it was just my computer. Yeah, it was my computer getting mad at me for running streaming software and YouTube and a bunch of other stuff at the same time. John says, I will not stop spewing rainbows and thinly veiled pop-based music until I am cold and underground. Good on you. I won't either. Wait till you hear some more of the new Old Man Wizard songs. Oh my god. One or two of them are just straight up pop songs, and I'm so happy about it. The old bait and switch. Put up the metal songs first, get metal blogs to love us, and then just be like, and here's some pop. And Punk Evolution says, yeah, bro, currently writing some Black Gaze Shoegaze stuff similar to Alcest. Okay, awesome. That's a really, really cool genre, I think. I haven't made any music in that style, but I do listen to some stuff in that style, and I thoroughly enjoy it. You should definitely come back and drop a link in the comments of one of my videos when you finish it, because I would love to hear it. Kaon, hey, how's it going? I'm just here working out at the gym as I watch and listen, not falling asleep here. Yeah, not if you're working out. So actually, I just thought people ask me like how I have time for things, and they think that I'm always busy and stuff, but at the end of the day, I really just play video games all the time. That's like most of my life. I kind of want this quieter. But yeah, YouTube, being a YouTuber, whatever this is called. Is that what I am? Am I a YouTuber? But like making YouTube content is like the thing that gets me to work out. Because what happens is I used to just only make music, really. That was like the only stuff that I actually created. And now that I make videos too, videos take forever to render, right? So like a song will render in like a minute, and a YouTube video will take like half an hour to render. So now I have time to work out because I usually can't play video games on my computer. Well, I'm rendering a video, so I have half an hour where I can't play video games or work on music. So I have a yoga mat set up, and I'll go and do like some push-ups, some sit-ups. I'll do some jumping jacks. Sometimes I'll even do some yoga, and like I'm in better shape than I've ever been because I started making YouTube videos, and now my computer is hating me and working too hard for me to also play video games for like half an hour on days that I make videos. It's great. John says, LOL, I feel like I need to get some time to order that LP sometime soon, probably next payday. Links get locked out on my chat, and I actually don't know how to change that. I think it's probably for the best, because every once in a while I'll get like a spam account jumping in, but what I usually say is I'll have people type the link out minus the .com, so it's not clickable, and then I'll just copy paste it and show the stream. So yeah, if you've got a link and you want to show me stuff, just type in the URL and then tell me if it's like a .com or a .net or whatever, and I'll even show the chat if I'm not busy working on something else. And Mike Drew says, get me a better graphics card processor. Yeah, I need a better computer overall. This machine is 2012, I think. I think it's like almost 10 years old. I got like a monster of a PC like 10 years ago, and it still serves me well, but it has a bad graphics card, and it's I got it with audio as the intent, and occasionally decided like let's try videos too, and it's doing fine, but it needs to be upgraded. So my next big purchase probably will be actually a computer, just all the parts to build one. I actually have some parts already. I just haven't bought a case or done any of the important stuff yet. Yeah, monitors and a computer. Damn, I need to spend a bunch of money. The computer's going to be kind of expensive. I feel like it's going to be like $1,000 to get what I need. Oof. I already feel like this song's going to be too short. One of those dips was too much though. Transition track, but I kind of feel like this is the one that should like have the cymbal swell and end up being like a 12-minute like prog black metal song. That's fine. Sounds nice. We'll do something else for the next release. Actually, I've got 2 other releases I'm working on currently. One of them is like very like hi-fi, like primarily orchestral stuff, somewhere between video game and film score, I guess. A little bit of Dungeon Synth inspiration, but not so much. And the other one is more like pop and synthwave influenced, but not very synthwave. It's not like Outrun Sun grid aesthetic. It's more like a little bit more like French pop, like Daft Punk or Carpenter Brut inspired, I guess. I think that one's going to take forever to finish, though. I've been working on it for like more than a year now. Time for that one stretchy tool. Blast beats. Yeah. I'm not going to stretch it out. Laser Hawk. I don't remember what Laser Hawk sounds like. I've only listened to that group once. This one sounds like kind of slaps with that compressor on there. That's kind of nice. Listen to that without. Nice. Let's see what this feels like. Yeah, it glues it together nicely. This tone is huge. Yeah, I like this one a lot. The strings especially. This one definitely makes me want to use a different drum sound, but I was sort of like set on using the Mellotron timpani for the drums for some reason. Usually I would just use a sampler, but I said hardware only for this one, and I don't have a hardware sampling. I might get like an Electron model samples though. I feel like it might be cool. Okay, I'm getting evidence of distortion, so I want to reference this in the monitors again. Be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. That'll be fine. I'll have to check this again later when I can essentially do test renders and stuff like that. Reaper actually has a test run function. It'll probably turn my mic off, but I want to check it out. What's everyone's favorite flavor of Pringle? Original, red tin, pizza. Oh my god, pizza. Pringles. I haven't had those in years. They're good. Sour cream and onion. I don't really like sour cream and onion. My favorite chips are the kettle sea salt and vinegar. Dill pickle Pringles. That actually sounds good. I've never had that. Bro, what's it like to be able to see red? Are you colorblind, John? Pizza is good too, and so is original. Yeah, original Pringles are like addicting, to say the least. Okay, we're gonna try this and see if it works on stream because we don't know. In the render, there's a dry run. Yeah, it turns my mic off. So we aren't going to... You know what we can do actually is just check a portion though in dry run. Cool. I just sometimes like to look at the waveform and make sure that I'm not crazy. Because sometimes like you want your waveform to be like a squishy thing with little things sticking out where the drums happen, and sometimes you don't. In this case, I kind of want it to be dynamic and have a lot of headroom, and it does. So I just needed to double check that and be confident that I'm not going mad because of my headphones. Wearing headphones for like more than 20 minutes when you're working on music is such a huge mistake almost every time. Yeah, fam. I wear. John says I wear pink because it makes me feel like I have a little bit of red in my life. And Mike just says, "What does red look like to you, Gray?" I've heard that it's like, is it like brownish? I don't know. Yeah, tell us what red looks like to you. Is it like red-green color blindness? Okay, this one I think is the interlude track, so we just want to reference this with and without processing to make sure it's benefiting from this top-down processing. Pretty aggressive, but I think it's good. John says red and green turn into the same color at certain points. And Punk Evolution says, I think Omega 369 makes red look like red. If taken every day. What? Is that like a pill or something? That's awesome. Mogu says, like, the play at the bottom of YouTube videos must be awful to try and see little and drag around. Interesting. Have any of you heard that thing about carrots being really good for your eyes? Is that true? Do we know if that's true? Are we going to talk about pseudoscience right now? I'm like reading this a vitamin that's good for your eyes, and I know that that's like a thing, that like certain vitamins are healthy for things like your vision, but I don't know anything about this stuff, and I kind of want to talk about it, but I also know that I'm not qualified to have any opinions on it. But yeah, the one about like carrots I've heard is like you eat carrots and it's good for your eyesight. Did that have that that vitamin in it, or is that like a different thing, or is that just not true? It's funny. Ooh, this one hits right away. That sounds good. Oh, your play line, yeah. John says depends on the video. The bulb is still pretty large, so I can generally distinguish it, but there's easily some videos I just say nope and watch the whole thing. Dang. That's gnarly. Huh. I want a little bit less of this bass in this track. Gonna pull this down like a couple decibels. Punk says carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which the body utilizes to produce vitamin A. They're good for lowering cholesterol levels and yes, for improving vision. Interesting. And Mugjude says my grandparents told me the same liquor thing growing up. Carotene? Wait. Oh my god, I never even thought about that. Beta-carotene comes from carrots. And omega-3 is from fish. Okay. Well, I eat lots of raw fish, so my eyesight should get better, right? What's everyone's favorite raw fish? Or, I don't know. I love sushi. It's like my favorite thing. I buy salmon at the store and just eat it. Because I can't afford to go out for sushi all the time, so I'll just buy salmon and eat sliced salmon with soy sauce. So the cello samples on the Mellotron do this thing in the low register. Once they go to the low string has this different tone. See how that sounds very different? I want to see if that's something we can do something about, maybe with that dynamic EQ. Yeah, maybe if, oh, that's not what I want. I want a, something like this. Right there. One of these. There it is. So I'm going to dip down with the dynamic EQ in there. That's not working. It doesn't bother me enough to do too much with it. It's just part of the sound of the instrument. I'm out of water, damn. Mugjude says sashimi, ahi, tuna, sockeye, salmon, rockfish, and cod. And you catch them yourself. That's so awesome. Yeah, not tuna. You can't catch tuna in Washington. The lakes and stuff. And John prefers salmon, but lately has stopped eating fish due to the amount of oceanic pollution it produces. Yeah, there's a fair argument for that. It's too bad. God, I feel so bad eating like shrimp, for example. It's like just really, really not good for the environment. Shrimp farming, shrimp catching. And John says, well, not really lately, since a bit before lockdown, when my Majesty of Oceans work became a bit more actively political. It's good to put your money where your mouth is, as it were, with those types of things. Oh, you got to see. You haven't had the chance to go where tuna are. Yeah, aren't tuna like incredibly large? Like one of those things where it's like things that are bigger than you think of them as being. Because I grew up with like those little canned tuna fish things. Then I like graduated to like ahi tuna steaks and sushi. And then you see like the cut of fish and you imagine like, oh, that's like part of the fish. And then you see a tuna and it's like, oh my God, it's so big. Are they apex predators? I didn't know they were like aggressive and stuff. Gnarly. Yeah, this isn't the flute. This album is pretty much all Mellotron, actually. This is the keyboard instrument I'm using here. This is like the it's essentially a sampler. It's basically like the Strawberry Fields flute, if you know the Beatles tune Strawberry Fields Forever. It's like Mellotron flute. That's probably the most famous application of it. It's not plugged in right now, there, as I just show you. But yeah, little spots like that, you can hear that it's not a real flute. Listen for this pitch bend. So it's the same sample, just pitching up on a wheel. John says they are apex, not the baddest, as they still get hunted by things like orca, but yeah. Wow, interesting. I have never been terribly interested in fish, other than enjoying eating them. I grew up with a lot of salmon. I lived, this is an interesting fact, that I think at least 2 people in the chat can imagine a great deal of, but my family's first home when I was a small child was a apartment building above the Pike Place Market in Seattle. So one of those brick buildings that is literally in the Pike Place Market. Like you go behind one of those things and upstairs and you're there, and if you go downstairs you're in that swarm of people that is the Pike Place Market. Kind of an interesting place to be a small child. A lot of interesting first memories. But yeah, one of those memories is people throwing salmon and eating that stuff. I wasn't super into salmon until I was a little bit older, but yeah, very picky eater growing up. Anyway, so that's essentially, I got through all the songs with this processing to get a feel for it. Also, I realized my metering, the reason it seems like it's reading so hot is because it's squishing my voice in with other stuff. So this is probably going to meter fine if I mute myself. Yeah, it's not dipping up past. It was going up to -10, -9 LUFS, which is that's so loud. Especially for a genre like this. Kaon says, my office is about 3 blocks from Pike Place. Is everyone in here from Washington? It's like the Washington stream. Do I need to move back? That's so funny. And Mugdrude says Pike Place is like a maze inside weird buildings mooshed together. Yeah, it feels like one of those places that was like too profitable to tear down while building new stuff. Because a lot of stuff these days, I think the companies that own the real estate are essentially just trying to make money, right? And they'll recognize like, okay, if we just tear the whole building down, we'll not make money for like a year, but we'll be able to rebuild everything and make it nicer. But Pike Place is like, this is my shop. We're keeping it. It's all in like old contracts and stuff like that. So if you want to build something, you just have to like build some ladders and some stairs and like a secret door and figure it out. Amazing. John says, please do move back. And Mugdrude says, yeah, I haven't been there since 2015. John says, I love how there's a solid chance we were all in the same place together. And now we're meeting here in a random chat. Yeah, exactly right. The internet is weird. Anyway, back to what I was doing here. Just like, because I can do it passively in the background, is just listening to this song. Because this is the one that I sort of already mixed. And I adjusted the processing of it throughout the other songs. So I want to make sure I still like the way the first song sounds. Because sometimes what happens is you mix stuff and you end up just hating it after you finish mixing the other stuff and coming back. But yeah, it's the Pike Place Market is still one of my favorite places in the world. It's just incredible. It's such a bizarre like mishmash of different things and exciting, like stimulating experiences. And it's such an easy place to go like retract yourself. As soon as you're like done with it, you just like walk to your right and you're inside of like a quiet hallway. It's a very exciting place to be. Ken says the modular scene in Seattle is A+, 5-star. Come and play a show. Yeah, come and play a show is a much more reasonable possibility than come and move there. That place is getting expensive as hell. It's like gnarly how much it costs to live there now. John says I've lived here like 27 years. Guarantee I have been in shouting distance of each of you at some point. Especially if you've been doing gig in the last 10 years, yeah. Well, I know that's true with me and you, John, because I do have a distinct memory of sitting off to the side of the stage at Highline and talking to you. But I knew it was you, and I know that you're there right now. But yeah, with the others, I don't know. I've been to a bunch of parts of Washington. I think Mugdrude's more rural. I don't know if you've said where you actually live, but it's funny. Okay, just checking all these songs real quick, seeing if they sound good with the processing. And then what we'll do is set up a render queue before I stop the stream. Another thing I was considering actually is running all of it through like an octave down reverb, kind of like I've done in a couple of streams before. I want to try that in software real quick. If I do it, it'll be on the Mercury 7 because this has got an octave down reverb. But I was trying to get that set up before I started my stream tonight, just like routing cables from my interface to it. It's got it's got like a stereo but one cable input, so it would be like I'd have to find the right cord for it. It was just a pain in the ass, and then I saw the time and it was 5 minutes until my stream was starting, and I hadn't set up my lights, so I was going to do that tonight, but not anymore. So because with not anymore, we're going to try taking a routing from this to that, and we're going to throw on some reverb. I'll just put this and then some pitch shift. We're going to go down minus 12 semitones, and then we're also going to add an EQ to avoid some of the mud that's going to create. And ride this fader up. Seattle thing is not worth doing. Let me catch up on this chat. Last June, landlords have an oh crap moment in about 5 years and realize not many people can afford the properties. Yeah, as soon as like companies, I'm worried out down here in San Diego. Actually, I've been seeing job listings for Amazon's new offices down here, and I'm like, oh no, that's what happened to Seattle. The cost of living is gonna go up by like $3,000 a month, and I'm gonna have to move. And let's see here. Ken says, just got back from vacation in New York. Everyone always says NY is super expensive, but Seattle is on par with New York. Oh no, it's that bad now? That's gnarly. Luxury says, Ensiferum, Corpiclani 2014, Amon Amarth 2017, Van Halen 2015, Iron Maiden 2019. How about Black Sabbath 2006, 5, 4, 2003? Original Black Sabbath lineup. That was the biggest concert I've been to in that region. And John managed to miss every single one of those. Grew up in Shelton by Olympia, currently in Bremerton. Walk to the boat, walk into Pike's Place. Cool. And John said, did you read a Marion? Share an Uber. That's really funny. That would be hilarious. What does everyone think of this octave down reverb? Maybe with like a stereo width thing. Clarity or girth? I'll make that decision later because I want to do that with a hardware unit. If I'm printing those, that'll take like an hour. I hate spending time doing anything. It's funny. Very wavy, calm swirls, evolving the swells, clarity. Yeah, I don't think so either. And that's not just because I don't want to spend the time doing it. There's also like too much of it. I'm just gonna ditch it. Forget it. It's like out of control. Okay, cool. Our next step here is essentially making a render queue so we can render all the songs. But let's just see here. We can probably just do that. Like, I'm not going to do that with the region render matrix. I've been having an issue with the region render matrix with one of the plugins I'm using, and I need to troubleshoot it. I think it might just be the plugin. DS Season 2. We are going to, not Discord, DS Season 2. Make new folder. Yeah. Renders. Let's call it Mix 1. Renders. And oh, I haven't named these songs. Holy shit. Maybe that could be my next video. How to make a Dungeon Synth project. Creativity in name generation. God, this does kind of have that spaghetti western vibe. I feel like it's like, this is like the desert, the southwestern that desert dungeon. This is the one that needs to lead to Dungeon Siege Southwest. Well, shoot. We're going to call it just track numbers for now, I guess. And unless we want to name them in the chat. I'm getting to that point where the stream was supposed to end like 15-20 minutes ago, but I wanted to finish this tonight, so I don't have to do another live stream or work on it off stream before my next video. I guess we're going to be naming them in the next video. That'll be part of it, or maybe we'll do it on stream. We'll see. Okay, for now, we are doing high quality renders. I'm just going to do here. You can see up here, I'm recording in 48 kilohertz, 24-bit. And so we're going to stick to that as my rendering. And that's how I'm choosing the format here. I'm just doing 24-bit waves, 48 kilohertz. And I'm going to have to turn off this stuff, but I'm going to do that while I'm setting up my render queue, yeah, because that'll actually affect it. Okay. Queued renders, add to render queue. Next one's 2. I also haven't done my track list yet, my order, so that'll be part of the next video too. Add to render queue. It's gonna be 3. Add to render queue. 4. Add to render queue. 5. Add to render queue. 6. Add to render queue. 7. Add to render queue. 8. Add to render queue. Oops. 9. Just double checking time selection. Good. Add to render queue. And 10. Add to render queue. Okay. And now if I go to open render queue, I should have 10 tracks here. They should all be wave, 2-channel, 48 kilohertz, 24-bit. Going to DS Season 2, Mix 1 renders. Okay. And then I can just choose render all, and it should just do it. Nice. Okay. That's pretty much done. Cool. That's the amount of work that I was hoping to get done on tonight's stream. Took a little bit longer than usual, but we've had fun in the chat, so I'm not disappointed. Thanks for sticking around, everyone. What else do they gotta do? Okay. Let's just be done. I'm gonna play music while I'm finishing up though. Cool. Well, okay, thanks a lot for coming by. Thanks for sticking around. And thank you for the interactions and suggestions and being a bouncing board for ideas. It helps me work on this stuff when I'm talking to people about what I'm doing. And it also helps me to not have someone in the room with me pressuring me to actually carry out the suggestions. So this is it's been a really nice situation to mix. This is my first time actually doing mixing on live stream, and I feel like it's kind of an easy project to mix. Maybe I'll do a more complicated mix on live stream sometime, or show some of the Old Man Wizard mixes. Those are a little bit more complicated. Let's see here. John says, John, the greatest gunslinger of them all, and the most beautiful no takesy backsies. Keon says, thanks, Francis. Thanks, Keon. I'll have to come do a Seattle show sometime for you all. And Margin says, that was a good time. Thanks for stopping by. And as usual, actually, 2 people sent me projects today that they worked on that they said were got some tips or inspiration from some of my videos. So I love listening to these things. I listen to all of them. So if you're making anything and you come to my streams, I will listen to it. And there's a good chance that I'll buy it, even though I don't actually really listen to downloaded music. I mostly just stream it. But if you're in the chats, unless the channel blows up, I will listen to or often buy almost anything that people send me. Let's see. Yeah, bro. Thanks for the video. We'll follow on for more. Awesome. Thanks a lot, Punk Evolution. I appreciate the sub. John says, would love to dissect your work on trad heavy metal bands sometime. I don't have any trad heavy metal bands, but if you can find one that will let me mix them or that has stems, I will do it on stream. Because I do not mix trad heavy metal the way other people do. Like, absolutely, like, fucking worlds away from it. And I love the way I mix it. So I would love to do that on stream, just to share the way that I approach that stuff. And Keon says, next time we have Velocity, I'll see if we can send you an invite to play the show. Awesome. That would be super cool. John says, didn't I do the new Traveler? No, I didn't. I actually don't think I've even listened to the new Traveler yet. I'm aware of it, but no, I did listen to it. I don't remember if I liked it or not. Huh. Didn't Trevor do the new Traveler? Trevor Church? I feel like he produced it. Is it on his label? I don't even know. I'm asking a bunch of questions into the ether right now. But yeah, I guess we'll have to start brainstorming spaghetti western dungeon ideas under the mission in the desert. Nikolay, what's up? Welcome. I'm actually cutting the stream off here in a second, so you caught the tail end of it, but oh shoot, you wrote a piece using the SK1 samples? I would love to hear it. Email me. It's just my name at Gmail. Will work. So Francis Roberts at Gmail. Francis.Roberts at Gmail. The dot is optional. Yeah, it was yeah, that makes more sense. God, I need to. Trevor got COVID. He's vaccinated too. That sucks. I'm hoping he's doing well. I need to get up to Fresno and jam with those guys. I've been wanting to. I've talked to them about playing keys for them live. I don't know if it'll ever happen. Just live too far apart. Anyway, that's actually it. I'm actually going to end the stream here. Almost half an hour beyond my usual time. But as usual, it's been fun, and tonight was extra fun. Pringles, Dungeon Synth, Colorblindness, Apex Predators, Tuna Fish, Pike Place Market. Oh man, the amount of topics are endless. But anyway, I think I'm going to cut the stream off and start the render queue. So I will see you all next time. See you on my video on Saturday. Let me know in the comments on this or any of the other ones if you've got ideas for track names, because I might need some. Anyway, have a fantastic evening, and I will see you next time. Good night.